Here we are. Man, that's really loud. Okay, starting stream. This should be up and running. Hello to the 0 people who are apparently watching this. Right. And we're up. So, today, I'm going to do what I usually do on Mondays, which is a couple of worldly bosses, maybe commissions and stuff. I know if anyone watched the first stream, I did my quests and bounties late. That's partly because of the event. I didn't do it on a Monday, but I'm going to do it today. So I don't know if I talked about this, but you can get your reputation up to a certain point, and then you get these mining and hints. Now, mining's, maybe important, maybe not to you. It's important to me because I'm a completionist, and I just obsess over every little detail. But regardless, it's good to have. They have these special ores, which you should never, ever use. But the good ores also go in the same kind of spots. So they'll refresh all the magic ores. You can collect them, throw them away, do whatever you want. And then you have the standard orbs, which you can use just Mora and time. And those are the ones that actually matter. The magic ores are kind of a joke in the community because you have to spend resin, which is your most valuable limited supply thing that you can either spend copious money to get or just be real patient with the progression. But to waste it on ore is just ridiculous. And no one in their right mind does that. Unless it's like super casual, you don't care about the game, so you just log in, convert your resin, and then just go back. So, whatever. But for anybody who actually cares about progression, speedrunning, whatever, you would never spend such thing as valuable as resin on stupid ore, which, at this point I have, oh god, like 23,000 mystic ores. Like, why would I spend resin on that? Anyhow, so that's what that is. I usually just kind of casually do that as the day goes on. Next, I'm going to do one of the weekly bosses. Now, if you're not a player and you don't want to be spoiled, just don't look at the person I'm fighting, but there probably won't be that much spoiler because it's obvious you will eventually fight this character. I'm also going to co-op. I don't usually co-op, but I kind of think it's this hilarious to fight this boss with Shishi over and over again. Because she's like the ultimate healer. She's nigh unkillable. She's a little zombie. She's adorable. And I can basically carry anyone through this boss by just spamming attack. So that's what I do every week. Gotta beat up this person who you will see on screen, but I won't say their name. Oh, I guess me. I better start. Move, Bennett. Move. What are you doing? Get out of my way. There we go. Alright, starting. Co-op in this is pretty decent. I've never seen serious problems. Know that depending on how many co-op players there are, enemy hit points go up quite a bit, but that's fine. So here we go. Boom. And you just beat on her. So every time I hit, I'm fully healing everyone else in the team. So I just spam attack. Alright, on to stage 2. This is kind of funky. You gotta collect these butterflies, and then you hit it, and then you go collect another butterfly. Meanwhile, you're accumulating this sheer cold status, which does true damage, which is super annoying. Fortunately, if I just beat on this, I'll heal everyone so they can just ignore the sheer cold. So, whenever that E-skill expires, I'll just trigger them on my burst, and then just go back to beating on an ice cube, which is fine. I'm just relying on the people to figure out how this boss works while I just keep them alive. There we go. Someone figured it out. Alright, phase 2, same deal. Got a stupid bar up over the health bar. You take more and more damage if it gets full, but it doesn't matter because no one can die when she is on the field. Gotta chase her a little bit though. Look at me, I'm the healer. Everybody's happy. Beat on Senora. Oh, get her, get her, get her, get her, get her! Yeah! She's got this really annoying move. Gives her like 30 seconds of immunity. So it's kind of fun to kill this way. Cool. That is the boss. Like anything good? Yeah. Yeah. This is good. Everything else is garbage. I actually got a weapon prototype the other day, or earlier today. I wasn't on stream. That was pretty cool. Alright, time to boot everyone. Get out of my world. Thank you. Alright, so now we got some more. So, Battle Pass, if anyone doesn't know how this works. It's basically a monthly, really patch set of micro achievements. There's dailies, weeklies, and then full period. Do them. Like, there's no reason not to. It gives you free stuff. And if you pay $10, it gives you more stuff, but not free because you paid them. Same difference. Alright, so with that, probably do a little commissioning your dailies. There it is. These refresh 2 a.m. every day. I think I've talked about that before. Let me check my chat. Nothing's in chat. No one cares. Just a moment. Cool. Again, talking to the void doesn't matter. Just enjoy the music. Oh, you can hear the clicking. So I'm a controller person. Most people use mobile, keyboard and mouse, whatever. I don't know. It just feels comfortable playing video games with controllers. Even if it isn't like optimal for this game especially. If you can see the HUD, there's a ton of buttons. So many buttons. There's like modifiers, so that's my left trigger. There's the switches, which I fortunately use this cool under button thing that's now popular. Whatever. But that's normally D-pad, which just means you move off the left stick, which means you don't move, which is so stupid. But the bottom buttons solve that problem. Let's kill these guys. Phase 2, there they are. Alright, that's all of them. Wait for it. Oh, I missed the little cow moving. Only reason to play Ito is the cow. Sorry, the cow's the best. Ushi is its name. Ushi the cow, which is Japanese for cow. So creative. Anyhow. Alright, this is a race, kind of. Flying race. So no combat. I'll switch to a party I'm building friendship for. And speaking of buttons, this is a crazy button combo thing. Left X and wait for it to recharge. Gotta collect these little particles. This isn't very fun. Up we go, up again. Kill going. Here's another particle. Missed it. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to get at all of them. There's like 20. You just get most of them. They have a cooldown that's super obnoxious. Yeah, come on. I hate this. Dailies, what are you gonna do? Alright, that should be it. What's next? We got combat. Okay. So I don't know if the face thing is working, but look at me. You can see my mug on Twitch. Yay. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Automo must be used. Okay. It's funny. Like, as a free-to-play, you would have to be an Automo traveler for the rest of the game. It's kind of dumb. But I am the farthest from free-to-play at this point. Maybe not the farthest. There's people who pull C6 and full refinements on everything. But they actually have viewers, which I don't, so it doesn't matter. Alright, that was anticlimactic. Sometimes it's interesting, like lightning attacks you or enemies appear, but I think it's just random. Whatever. All right, now for the talking cat, which there is, of course, because it's an anime. Green humans. Not reliable. So let's listen to cat owners. Be reliable, or your cat won't ask you to do things, I guess. Meow meow. Leaves. Leaves can be cleaned with Onimo, Hydro, or Pyro. Pyro's a little destructive, but whatever. No, dust. No, dust is Hydro. Leaves is Pyro. But Onimo does it, so no big deal. Cool. I'll usually switch one last time just to get a little extra friendship, which is meaningless. It's just one more checkbox to check off. Ding. Almost the way almost everyone else's is 10. Right. Battle pass. Okay. Check it. Right. What to waste the resin on? So rest of the day I usually do ley lines, at least until I hit 20. That's battle pass stuff. Not with this party though. So ley lines are like an infinite challenge comes up. You fight some monsters, either get experience books or gold, or whatever. But it costs resin, so it limits progression that way. These guys are as a pushover. Oh, already dead. Oh well. I can't tell you the number of times I've wasted Zhongli's burst like that. Anyhow. But you don't have to collect with the same party you fight with, so more friendship. That's all you do. And then switch back. Gotta game the system. Let's see here. Who am I working on? What am I working on? I don't take everyone to 90 because there's like some experience to be had just fighting stuff. But the way damage works, the difference in level dramatically decreases the damage of the lower, increases the damage of the higher. So you want to be close to 90. There are like level 100 enemies to deal with. So I've just been gradually pushing everyone to 98. They get stats, but honestly, unless they're hit points or defense based, the stats don't matter. EM, ER, critical, that's all ascension. You don't actually need to level past 80. But I do, because optimizing, I guess. Fight some robots. Already dead. I will say, those enemies I was just fighting, super creative. I've never seen anything quite like it. You go to here, even though it's not actually alive, it is a living being. So they all are like Rubik's Cubes, and then they rearrange to be different, like, kinds of, like, natural analogs. You got like a flower, or you got, I don't know, bug. I don't know what that is. I got some sort of jellyfish, and then the crabs. Oh my god, I hate the crabs. They like have an impenetrable shield, which is fine, but everything is a time challenge, so super annoying. But very cool looking. And then there's this guy who's 4 of them with some extra stuff. And he's a boss. I don't think I did that in the last stream, but maybe I did. He's kind of cool. But they take the whole Breath of the Wild Guardian and just miles down the road. It's super cool. Unlike these guys, it's like, wow, it's a mech. Cool. And, oh, it's a mech without legs. Cool. And then a small mech. Whatever. Oh, anyhow, I digress. Oh, didn't collect. Funny. Too busy talking to myself. I gotta stop listening to my own audio. It slows me down. I sound like I'm a drunk. Whatever. I am not drunk. I can guarantee that. I haven't been drunk for ever? Yeah, ever. What's up, dudes? Me. Now you. That was weird. His knockback was delayed from when the freeze wore off. That was weird. This is still got bugs, whatever. It's a playable, but still kind of a beta, whatever. It's a cool game. I like it anyways. So that flower is a lure. So several characters have them. Mona, Amber, you know. Some lures are better than others. Mona's is very effective. Gun uses is fine. It's maybe a little better than Amber. Of course, Amber, nothing is good about Amber. But and then in general, it'll lure enemies that are about that far away, if you imagine the flower. But if they're this far away, they just attack the player. They don't care. It is what it is. Oh, didn't. Whatever. Where am I at? I'll spend some more. So I spend 50 per day to get 60. If you see again, now it's 100. Too rich for me. That's fine. But it makes a big difference, and if you get the Welcome Moon, which is the kind of free-to-play-ish level, I need to renew that. Well, anyhow. It's 5 for a month. You get 300 to start, and then 90 a day. I spend 50, and then I get another 60 from the commissions. And so it's almost a wish a day and the resin. As far as this other stuff, never did that. It seems like a waste. And then these are when you want a whale. You gotta spend serious money for them. Not as good of a deal as the Welkin, but, you know, limited time banners gotta blow the wallet. But that's gotcha. What are you gonna do? And then they have these outfits. So they gave you Barbara if you were playing in 1.6. So I have that. The Seabreeze Dandelion was on sale while 1.6 was running, and then Lucas, now it's back up. I don't like playing as Jean, much less swimsuit edition, which I think is stupid. But then there's Qixing, and the outfit is spectacular, and I might waste money on it, but who knows? I got 20 days to decide. Maybe after I do all my wishes, I'll spend money on a cosmetic, which I said I would never do, but whatever. That's that. That's the money side of this silly game. Oh, I got a pretty cool bug I can show. So I hop up on here, and so as you see, Zhongli is in climbing. So if you go to the teleporter map, and you teleport a very short distance, it has to be like that. Like it doesn't trigger a reload. It just moves your character. And this is kind of funny. You teleport. And oh, they fixed it. Never mind. Well, he would like wall walk, kind of stuck in the air. I guess they fixed it. Darn it. And maybe I'll try again. I'll just get really, really close. Maybe I'll go right on top of it. Seem to remember it was very first. It was very dependent on how close you were. So we'll do it from here. We'll go. We'll teleport no distance at all. There you go. Ah, see that? I'm trying to walk and I'm only going backwards. Well, let's just see that one more time. You got hop up on here and teleport. So I'm gonna press back on the stick, and Zhongli is gonna walk forward. I'm gonna press to the right, forward-ish. I'm gonna press left. He's still kind of wiggling forward. Doesn't matter what I do, and then eventually, like, I'll get into a climb. Oh, and then he resets. Right, that's all. Stupid little bug, but I think it's funny. Should probably send that one to Mihoyo, but whatever. Bam, 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 bam. Aura. Whatever. You know, it's hilarious. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I did that whole one with Ito. Alright, well, that works too. Wish I would have thought about that. I would have used Goro. Alright. Okay, so they're on a track. So there's like 2 tracks, and you do a collection of 4, and then it'll jump to another track. There's the gold ones, which are surprise gold, and then there's the teal one that give you the books. Oh, cool. I have a viewer. So I promised I would talk about wishing. So let me do that real quick. So wishing, how does it work? What do you want to do? So you go to the wish page. Now, if you're a new player, it's going to be a little different, but it's basically the same. So you've got event wishes, and up in the top right, you'll see I have 9 little rainbow thingies. Those are intertwined fate. There's event. They're doing 2 characters. You focus on one of the 5 stars. The 4 stars, same for both. Never wish for a 4-star. You'll get it or you won't. But if you wish for the 5-star, you're guaranteed, but it's qualified. So their pity system for 5-star characters is you are guaranteed a 5-star from these 2 within 90 wishes. But if you don't get the event one, then you end up with a guaranteed the next 5-star will be the event. And that's referred to as losing 50-50 in the community. And everyone likes to complain about getting shishi or getting a terrible weapon when they really wanted, whoever. So this wish is almost over. Starting tomorrow, I will do a stream where I wish. Not interested at all in Shenhe, or Zhao. My kid plays Zhao, and that's cool. He breaks his keyboard trying to jump as fast as he can. It's ridiculous. I would hate it, so I don't wish for that. Which means I'm not going to get a chance for rate up Yunshin, the purple one. But we get a free one starting tomorrow if you do whatever silly event things we have to do. So I'll just get her that way. I don't need to wish for her. Say never wish specifically for a 4-star. You'll just make yourself sad, because just like in the 5-star, you're guaranteed like within 10 you will get a 4-star. And if you get the event, if you don't get the event, Your next 4-star will be the event, but that doesn't mean you'll get the one you want. You'll just get like, oh, Chang'an, and then another Chang'an, and guess what? Chang'an. And it'll just keep messing with you and you'll go crazy. If you want to spend huge amounts of money, fine. I mean, I wished for C1 Hu Tao, and I got a C6 Toma. That was awesome because the two work together. And C meaning constellation. You get up to 6 and then it doesn't give you any more. So C6, all that matters. So that's those two. Save up. You spend Primogems, top right, to do it. Oh God, I'm gonna show you, and it's gonna make my heart hurt. I'm gonna press like, I'll just do like, hey, I'll just one wish, and that's what it does. It looks like I got, oh God, it's purple. This is funny. It's Ningguang. I have had C6 Ningguang forever, so completely wasted. And if you don't have any fates, it'll ask you to buy them. You buy with Primogems. If you don't have any Primogems, it'll ask if you want to buy with Genesis crystals, which are the ones you buy. And then if you don't have any of those, they'll be like, hey, credit card, give us money, whatever. Don't spend your Primogems, though, on this one. This is referred to as the standard wish. Same rules, but the characters are always the same. It's always Shishi, Kashing, Mona, Diluc, or Jean. Those are the characters. I think that's all of them. Whatever. Or like a subset of weapons, which includes Skyward, but there's also other. Like this Jade Spear, that's also in standard, whatever. But it's character and then 50-50, character 50-50. So that's how your weapons come through. And then there's the weapon wish. Okay, this thing is so bad. So rules are different. It's 80, which is cool, not 90, to get hard pity. But you don't control which of the two you get when you win 50-50. And there's the same 50-50 bullshit as the character wins. So I've seen streamers literally shoot for one of these two and spend $1,000 and get the other one, and then Shishi, and then the other one, and then Jean, and back and forth. It's ridiculous. So they added a kind of, let's do this thing so that doesn't happen again because that streamer was really popular and made us look like idiots. And that's called the Epitomized Path. So it resets when the wish resets, which is already terrible. Pity for the 50-50 and stuff doesn't reset. You can lose 50-50 on one wish. The banner changes. The next time you wish, you will get the 5-star, even though it's a different wish. That's not how this works. This is dumb. This only applies to this banner, and you have to fail 2 times, and then the next time that you win 50-50, you will get what you want, which is 4, I guess, times 80, 200, and 320 wishes. Yeah, it's awful, but whatever. It is what it is. You don't need 5-star weapons most of the time. Sometimes there's really cool wishes, though, where both of them are good. Now, if I was a Zhao player or even a Shenhe player, this would be good banner because both of these are good on both of those. So it's like, one's a little better for one, one's better for the other. But it's not a big deal. It's fine. And then the same goes for 4 stars, yet this is where it gets even worse. There are some 4-star weapons that are only available in limited wish, and then they're gone. And then they come back, a couple months. In this case, the lithic spear, the one that's mentioned there, that's not in this wish. Whereas all those 4 stars, they're in this wish. You'll get them eventually, whatever. They're also in this wish because this wish is more than this wish. Got it. I hope. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody's chatting to me, so I don't know if you got it. So some of those feature 4-star weapons are amazing. Like, Alley Flash, which is really good on Bennett. Like, almost best in slot. But it's only been in 2 banners, so that sucks. Whatever. But, spend your money where you want it. I've got 5-star weapons that I've spent money on. And it's always in the case where they're both good. So it's like, hey, Staff of Homa. It ran with the Wolves Gravestone the first time. Love the Wolves Gravestone. Got it on 2 characters. It's fine. And then when they reran it, they ran it with the some bow. It's like Skyward Harp, right? Which is the bow that's here. Which is a good bow. It's not the best, but it's a 5-star bow. It's a stat stick. It just gives you a bunch of crit damage, which is fine. I would just put it on my Ganyu. So I'm just, okay. I told myself I'd really like a Staff of Homa, but I won't feel bad if I get a Skyward Harp. Same is true for anybody who likes Zhao or Shenhe. Just, whatever. If you got money or to burn, go for it. My kid did 1 wish, just 1, and got Jadewing's Spear for his Zhao, the luckiest little kid in the world. And then the other one you don't see is the beginner wish. So that one disappears after 20 wishes. You pay only 8 to get 10, which is awesome. And you're guaranteed to get Noel. And Noel is spectacular endgame unit. She's got great abilities. I'll show you what she does. Fire up my Noel. Let's just do Geo Squad. Just swap out Ito. Go for Noel. So Noel it's kind of funny. So if anyone played Genshin when it first came out, everyone's like, this is just Breath of the Wild. Well, Noel didn't help because this is her E skill. Does it look familiar? Yeah, that's Daruk's protection. Yeah, cool. But that's not what it does. It's actually much better than Daruk's protection. So what it does is it gives her a shield, obviously, but more so, when it's active, she heals when she attacks enemies quite a bit. It's only like 50-50, but then you get one of her constellations, and suddenly it's now when she's under her burst and her shield, she heals. So she's actually a spectacular healer. And if you get her up to C6, oh my god, she's so good. So she gets this ability. So her burst is what's called an infusion burst. So her normal attacks become powered up based on her defense. Gives her like 5,000 attack. It's ridiculous. And it becomes Geo. Geo's pretty decent because if you're new, you've probably not encountered Geo, but Geo breaks shields. It produces shields, these little crystallized things. It's got great resonance, so it's pretty sweet. But then as she kills stuff, it makes the infusion last longer. Now, her uptime is already 100% if you get enough energy. So now it's 100%, and as you're killing stuff, it gets even better than 100%. And she just destroys everything. I love her. She's hilarious. I don't like her Japanese voice actor, but, you can't win them all. The English is really good, though. I like the English voice actor. So you get a Noel, and then you make another 10 wish for, the price of 8. And anecdotally, both my kids and me, we all got 5 stars on our second beginner wish. I got to Luke, and my other 2 kids got, I think, Shishi. Yeah, I think they both got Shishi. It took me 8 months to get Shishi, but whatever. She was never going to come home for me. But she did eventually, and she's amazing, and she can kill everything. She's amazing. So that's wishes. So you will get. The other thing, buying things. So don't fall for the colorblind trap. So intertwined is your limited event wish. So it's got some pink on it. It's easier to see here. Acquaintant is standard only. Don't spend money on acquaint ever. And then don't spend this kind of loser dust that they give you every time you pull a 4-star or a 5-star or weapon. They give you some of this loser dust depending on how many you have. So like if you've got C6 on a 4-star, they're like, here's 5 loser dust for you to buy 1 more wish with, because that's obviously makes it worth it. But you can buy characters with that, and like if you can get to 34, buy Fischl. She's also A+ unit. She's Chunibari. She's like in her fantasy world. She's a princess of imaginary land. But she's a hilarious character. She's a great support. One of the best in the game. Zhongli, you get her for free doing Spiral Abyss. So it's not as high a priority. But Fischl has not been in an event wish for, maybe 5 patches? 4 or 5 patches. So she's kind of hard to get at this point. But they gave you a free one in 1-1. So a lot of players already have Fischl. She's pretty cool. So save up your loser dust for Fischl. Maybe Zhongli. Depends on how hard you wish for the events. But we'll do that. And you also have like extra loser dust, which you always get. You get it for when you get 3-star weapons or whatever. You can buy these, which is intertwines. You get like 5, and then acquaintance. You get 5. Always buy these. The dust for this is, it just keeps coming and coming. All the 3 stars give it to you. And this refreshes monthly. This is how you get a lot of standard banner wishes, is through this stuff. So the not star glitter, not the one with the cards, but just the standard stardust. You got to buy this out whenever you can. If you're a whale, you can buy other stuff, but you know, what's the most important is to get these first of the month, every month. You get 5 event wishes and 5 standard wishes. And then never use this page, ever. Just don't. Just ignore it. Because the chance of accidentally getting the wrong ones, like the wish screen will bring it to you. You're like, oh, you don't have any wishes. Would you like to buy some? Yeah, okay, done. Yeah, you never I wish I could just destroy that tab completely. It's garbage. I've seen the posts, the people with 500 acquaintant fates ready for, event character. And it's like no one wants to break it to them that they just wasted thousands of dollars and bought the wrong one. And whatever, just don't do it. That's it. Okay, that's all there is to talk about there. So I'll show you a little bit of Noel gameplay while I do the rest of these ley lines to get everyone excited about Beginner Wish, which sounds worse than it is. So we'll go for I think it's a good priority. I'm going to change the last person. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. We'll just let Noel carry of the day. Gotta clear those exclamation marks. Drives me crazy. Actually, I've got another one I gotta clear. Ah, go away. I hate the red exclamation marks. Go away, go away, go away. Go away, go away, go away. Oh, I've not been doing that. Still got more. Oh, whatever. Friends, I don't care. Change name card. Clear that. Go away. Lisa. Yes, I maxed Lisa. Good. Alright. Better? Better. Okay. Cool. Get some energy. Energy. Let's do this. Some more energy. Almost there. Okay. Burst and pow, pow, pow. She's so strong. And meanwhile, she's healing the party while she's hitting, which is awesome. And that's it. That's Noel. Peak Noel. She's worth it. That's all I gotta say. She's super cool. Now, frankly, Ito and Noel, very similar, but Ito just hit things. It no shield, no healing, just big club, thud thud. That's all he does. Which isn't bad, but different. So that was Amora, and then we're gonna find another. I didn't want to do Amora, but it's fine. I'll do this. I was distracted by Noel. And let's switch. This is a good Automall group. So they have presets for parties, and you'll probably notice first Zhongli, first Zhongli, first Zhongli, and then my speed party, which Zhongli doesn't get to play speed, but he's a really good unit. I'm just gonna say he's probably the best. I mean, Ganyu is technically the most powerful, but there's never reason not to have Zhongli in your party. So, new wishers, I want to do him. I'm going to be dumping everything on Ganyu, though, since I already have him. Ganyu just doesn't stop getting better. So, but unless you just like love Ganyu's characterization, starting, Monday or Tuesday, there's a chance. But like, she's literally the lock screen on my phone. Her characterization, it's awesome. But Zhongli's the best. It just is. Until MiHoYo figures out how to make him not work anymore, which they are trying very hard, and people won't let them. A little bit of Zhongli backstory. So he's the Archon of Liyue, and Liyue is China. So she's God of China. So when he was released, and he wasn't like game-breakingly good, he was still good. Like, he was still very good. Well, all the Chinese players got really mad. because they're like, no, he's not good enough. He's not a this or that. So they buffed him. And these are the buffs they gave. It's ridiculous. So first, they changed geo resonance. So if you have 2 or more of an element, it's a resonance. So Enduring Rock used to be, I think, just shield strength. That was it. It was totally lame. So now they changed it. While under a shield, you get 15% more damage. You get 15% shield strength. And if you're shielded and you hit somebody with Geo, their resistance to go to Geo goes down another 20%. So it's effectively like, well, it's complicated, but let's just say for the sake of argument, it's a 35% damage boost for Geo characters, which is the best, arguably, resonance in the game. So they did that, but that wasn't enough. They had to do more. They had to make Zhongli better. He's got to be the best in the world. So he has this talent, and it used to read just planet Bellfall damage is increased by 33% of max hit point. And they're like, that's not good enough. So boosts his normal and boosts his E skill. Like, everything's hit point based. He's just, everything gets better with your hit point. And he's extremely high hit point character. I've got 45, but that's because I'm using Homa. I've seen people get up to 50,000 easy. You can go even higher, 60 if you're obsessed. I'm not. So they just add that. But that's not enough. They had to do more. So his E skill used to be press, make a pillar, hold, make a shield. Now it's press, make a pillar, hold, make a shield, and a pillar. Because why not? Pillars everywhere. So like his pillar is that. It sits there and resonates. And if there's other Geo nearby, they also resonate. And you can even go as far as to make like little arrangements where one pillar resonates the construct and then another pillar resonates the same construct. And with Geo Traveler, I call it the Circle of Death. It's really good. So it's C1, he gets a second pillar. So he can go 1, wait, 2, and I got 2 pillars. And then you put your Geo construct in the middle. Like, I guess I'll just do Albedo or something. Let's see here, Albedo. I mean, you can do this with Geo Traveler too, but this is fine. And you put that there, and now it's like, oh, those two, I see, and then multiply. And then with Geo Traveler, her burst creates like, I think it's 3 or 4, and then you can get them all resonating, and then her E skill, which is another one, and it's just like geo damage everywhere. Well, it used to be to do that, you had to give up the shield. You had to just focus on, I'm going to do damage. Well, now you do hold. It's like, you get both. I got this invincible shield that lasts for 12 seconds, and I've got this thing here that hits all the enemies who are nearby. And even resonates with enemy constructs. So some enemies make Geo constructs. And he can turn theirs into something that hurts them, which is kind of awesome. But that wasn't good enough. They had to make him better. Because he's Zhongli. And so they gave him this artifact set called the Tenacity of the Millilith. Now this came out a little bit later, but it's basically the same buffs. So it's a little complicated. Some of these are really long, but hit points when you got 2 of the 4, great. That makes sense. Fine. So this is weird. So if your skill hits an enemy, it gives you buffs. It gives you 2 buffs. It gives you 20% shield for like whoever's on the field. So that's cool. So it makes his good shield better. And then it's 30%. And then 20% more attack. attack. Now that's relative attack, so that's that white number. So 20% of the white number is added to their attack, which isn't like Bennett, but it's really good. And then it works even if the character's not on the field. So it's designed for characters that aren't on field. So like Fischl does that kind of. I've seen people run Fischl with this set, but it's not the best. But it's designed for Zhongli. He drops a pillar, it hits enemies. Everyone gets stronger. Don't even have to think about it. It's just like, oh yeah, just give him Millith, and he just gives a 20% attack buff to everyone all the time. And you don't even need to think about it. He's so amazingly broken. Yeah, there's more. I think that's it. I think that's all of the Zhongli buffs. But what was that? It was like 5 major reworks. And the fact he's just like the hottie. Like look at that. Like, Osmanthus swine. Whatever. You'll get it if you pull him for him. So yeah, he's just spectacular. So MiHoYo wants to nerf him, right? Like, oh my gosh, he's too strong. What are we going to do? So they created new enemy types to try to make Zhongli less of just a stick of death for everything. The first is these silly Rift Hounds, or I'm going to fight some Rift Hound pups. Now, late game, like if you're not playing high level Spiral Abyss, or if you're not, exploring this area, which is real spooky, you don't care. But here we go. So I'm going to put up my shield, and then you'll notice that little bleed on him. Well, that affects the whole party, even off field. You can see them, they're all dying slowly. Now, they don't die when they're off field, but they do die if they're on field. And each stack lasts 10 seconds, and there's no limit to the number of stacks. So shielding isn't breaking the game anymore. So it's super annoying. And it's a percentage, too. So, like, Zhongli himself takes huge amounts of damage from bleed. Because it's like, I don't know what percentage it is, but it's like, overall, it's like, you can one hit can probably take, I think it's like 10% of your health over 10 seconds. And then if they hit you multiple times, yeah, it's real bad. And to add insult to injury, the invulnerability frames you get while casting bursts, they can still hit you during those. So your character who's normally vulnerable to everything while they're casting their burst, which is like 2 seconds for Zhongli, they're just catching all these status ailments, and it's super annoying. And it's just a reason to run a healer. Everyone gets Barbara. She's not terrible. You might get she on a 50-50. Some people like Kokomi, Noel. Everyone gets Noel. So there you go. Just use her. And since Noel, she, Kokomi, Barbara, they all heal the whole party. So, even Sayu, kind of, but Sayu's not as good at that. She's good at other things. So it's just saying, yeah, you guys can't just run attack, and Zhongli. No, you have to have a healer. Bennett is technically a healer, but he only heals the active character. So it's kind of annoying. You can't heal. Same is true for Diona. Diona doesn't heal the other characters in the team. So I've done Abyss without like Barbara, Kokomi, whatever. And it's rough. Like you got to watch all of them. You got to swap in, get a little healing, swap out. You lose a lot of time, and Abyss is timed. So that's super annoying. And then there are horrific and terrifying rumors about the next patch, but I'm sure they're just rumors. They're not gonna do something so blatant as to punish characters who have shields. directly, like some crazy, like, oh, if they hit the guy with a shield, all the enemies on the field fully heal. No, they would never do something that dumb immediately after releasing a rerun of Zhongli. That would be like just pathological, like they hate themselves and they're just trying to ruin their game. They're totally not going to do that. So don't believe any of the rumors. Pull for Zhongli. He's awesome. And then when you get Shishi, build her. I'll show you how in a later stream. It's super easy. Shishi's the simplest to build of anybody. So, all right. So that's a lot of talking, but I guess that's what we do on this stream is we talk about stuff. What else is there to do? So sometimes I forget what to do, so I check the battle pass because it'll tell you. So bosses, did that the other day. I'm not going to do it today. Resin, you only have so much, so you can't do anything there. Mora, you spend it upgrading, so I'm not going to race that. So domain challenges, the 3 I have done are those bosses. I did Child and Azuhara, which, maybe spoilers, especially. So we won't talk about those fights. Senora, maybe a little spoiler, but not as big as Child and Azuhara. Those count as domains, but doing Spiral Abyss also counts as domains. So if I do floor 11, floor 12, I'll get this one, so I don't need to worry about it. Leyline, 6. So let's say you don't want to spend resin on ley lines, but you still want to get this achievement. So what happens is you don't have to collect. There are 2 per region. So new players, you can do Leeway and Mondstadt. Once you unlock it, you can do Inazuma. So that's 6. And then when the clock strikes 2 a.m., they reset, which means theoretically 6 a day, no resin requirement. So if you don't want to spend on ley lines, do them. Just do them. Just do it. Do it. Just do it. And then don't collect. Do something else. And that's what I usually do when I don't care about ley lines. And it kind of makes the battle pass go faster. My kids hate it. I tell them, hey, you should do your ley lines. And they're like, no, I don't want to. Like, oh, it's kids. But they play, so whatever. At least we get to share in our deep conversations about Gnosticism and all the lore in this game. So if they don't get their battle passes as fast as me, I guess it's not the end of the world. And so I'm going to do them. I'm just not going to collect. I'm going to leave the little blossom there and then move on to the next one. And you still get enemy drops. You still get experience and Mora for beating them. Now, some commissions don't give enemy drops. That's a new thing. I think it's dumb. I don't know why they did that, but that's like a new thing that they've done. But with the ley lines, yeah, just do them. They're not terribly hard. They're based on world level. So, like, these will be like level 80-ish enemies, but like a new player, you're like level 5 or 10. So just do them. And you get drops, and you get better at combat. They're like little mini challenges. They're not timed, but that doesn't mean you can't try to do them fast. So get better at speedrunning the game. It's good to practice, That's it. That was all it was. That was a simple one. That's almost a joke. Oh, look at all this stuff I can't pick up. So there's a craftable item you get at some point. I don't know why. Called the parametric transformer. You can have one of them. So it has a 7-day cooldown, but it just expired. So I get to show you how it works. Imagine how that works. So I'm going to start it. So you put stuff in it. Since I have a bunch of stuff that's already at 99999, I can go trash it. I'm going to trash some of these. And I'll trash some of these. You can also trash that ore I was talking about, but whatever. I think it's better to just use enemy drops. And then I'll trash some of these. So yeah, so warn you, like, don't blow away this stuff, these, like eggs and masks and stuff. It doesn't matter. So you do that. So now it sits here and it's going to sit at 0%. Like, what does that mean? Well, it needs elemental energy. So you do that by making attacks that would have done elemental damage. So in this case, I've got the pillar, I've got some electro charge going on, I can hit it with some hydro, I can hit it with some animo, like this guy, boom. I can pick these up now, because I got a room, which is good. And maybe another Zhongli pillar. And nobody knows what determines what you're going to get. It might just be like rolling things. I think I just lost my viewer. Bye, viewer. Enjoy whatever else you're doing. Yeah, get free stuff. You get more, and basically anything you can spend resin on, you'll get. But it's totally random. So I got a bunch of random shit here. I don't care. But at least it made room. That's all I do. It's free stuff. You do it once a week. More ley lines. I don't remember where the other one is. It's probably over here. There it is. Gotta be fast to pick up the standing eels, which is, I guess, a real thing. I don't know. I read that somewhere. Eels that like to peek up their heads. Great. Yeah, they're electro. That's not gonna do very good. Right. That's in Uzuma. Then there's 2 in Leeway and 2 in Mondstadt. So your world level determines enemies for the regions, with Mondstadt being like starting at 75, Leeway's in the early 80s, and then much of Inuzuma's in the 90s. And then the newest region they added, and kind of Mia, I don't know how to say it. It's in like 93 or something. So overworld enemies can over level your own characters in this game already. I don't know what they're going to do for the 3 other regions or 4 other regions, but maybe they'll raise the level cap by then. Who knows? Which would be outrageous, but whatever. I gotta do it. They just don't want to do it yet because it makes the Spiral Abyss easier, which they don't want to do. Spiral Abyss has gone from like 2 million hit points to 10 in the last year, to the point where, as I've gotten strong enough to almost 35 star it, it's even bigger the next time. And I push, and then nope. 30, 35, 34 star. We will never have 36 stars. You suck. But whatever. It's the difference, like free 50 per minute gems. It's not a big deal. It's just good to do the Abyss because of the rewards. You get books and money and artifacts. And you get primogems depending on how well you do. 9 and 10 is pretty much a pushover for high level players. 11 is annoying. It's always annoying. And then 12 is just like just a pile of powerful meat walls that you just get bigger and bigger and more annoying. Sometimes they give you 3 minutes to beat like a world boss. Like, I guess maybe, but you got to do 3 stages. And so the team that that's really good about that world boss barely beats the other 2 floors. And then you got to go back in and you got to have a different team. And then you barely beat that one that you got in 3 minutes. And then you destroy the next one and then barely beat the last one. And then you go in it again and you do it. It's so annoying. Yeah, whatever. People do it. 50 Primogems not worth it to me to go from, 35 stars to 36. Though MiHoYo does shame you just a little bit. In the year in review, they're like, hey, you reached floor 12-3, but you've never gotten 36 stars. You're such a terrible player. So, take it for what it's worth. I think I don't have that crab. I'm going to catch that crab. So there's these devices which you can use to capture creatures. It's very unreliable, but just try. Yay! Sun crab. Didn't have that one. You can put those in your teapot, but honestly, the only one that matters is the crystal flies. And that's what I have in my teapot. I'll show you in a second if anyone cares. Because they're actually really pretty. Whereas a crab is just a crab. Crabs. They'll eventually rule this planet of ours, but for now they're not terribly interesting. It's a time machine reference if you didn't catch it. I'm just going to ore spots that I know refresh often. This will never show up in the recommended, but it refreshes usually. At least one of them. Didn't hold long enough. Alright, well, I gotta fight this thing. Come and get me, guy. These guys are so annoying. They just kind of randomly attack in all directions. They don't seem to care where the player is. They have eyes, but they act blind. I don't know if that's on purpose or just terrible programming. And then they have iframes when they go in the ground too. It's super annoying. Again, it wouldn't matter if it wasn't timed, but it's most of these challenges that are timed. So they're like, hey, the enemy's got 30 seconds of an invulnerability. Oh, and also it runs in the other direction. And, oh, there's an invisible wall. You can go through it, but you can't. Yeah, they suck, but they're getting better. It's still a beta. Beta. All right, so I did this one, I did that one. All right, all that's left is Mondstadt. Again, some of them may not be available if you're just starting the game. Like, you're not going to just come to this location and do ley line. I don't remember if they're smart about spawning them or not. I doubt it. There's nothing smart about this game, but except for all the math. The math is very smart. So, like, math-wise, this game is very predictable. Most games have like a random number that includes in damage. This doesn't. No. There's crit. Crit is random. But if you do a certain amount of damage, you can say exactly why. It's this attack times this modifier and these damage bonuses. It's always the same. It's always extremely predictable. And, there's something to be said for that. I mean, Xenoblade has that. They tell you what the randomness is. They call it stability. And I really like that system. And you can tell that MiHoYo was inspired by Xenoblade because there's little call outs to it, but I guess Xenoblade's just, you know, a classic. You can't not. I remember fighting hard online, Operation something or other, to get them to actually release that game in the US. And everything changed. But yeah, so there's little bits of that, but there's zero random other than critting. Critting is the only randomness. Everything else is deterministic, which is actually pretty cool. I think it's the right way to be. Yeah, when I turn my head away, I get really muffled. But no one's listening, so it doesn't matter. Alright, random event time. Go die. Oh, of course, you're in cryo. Whatever, Ito will take you out. Oh, be sure when you're low level, let one of those kill you. It's kind of funny. It gives you an achievement. They have lots of achievements that are kind of funny, maybe even like inside jokes, stuff like that. That one has one. I've seen lots of little silly text-to submissions, which for a Chinese game to have like American puns, and then in the Japanese, there's Japanese puns, which if you know, they're slightly different. They go to a lot of effort in the localization to kind of give that, well, we can't translate this joke in Chinese, but we can give you a different joke, which is, you know, this doesn't translate, but thought for thought, well, it's a joke, and we had a joke, and it just worked. So, you know, good props to the localization group over at MiHoYo. They're top notch. You know, the enemy design, social networking, but you know, voiceovers, music, localization, just top rate. They're the best. They're just really, really good at that. But you know, can't win them all. And honestly, if you're trying to release an international game, probably want to focus on that. Music, and music is universal. Making it funny in all the languages. I mean, I don't know French. My kid sometimes plays in French because he's learning French. I'm sure there are French jokes, which are completely different than Japanese or English jokes. I wouldn't know if anyone sees this and tells me if they're fluent in French. Switch it to the French and then come to the stream and tell me if there are puns or whatever language jokes are appropriate to French, because I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't shock me one bit if they had really cute, silly French jokes kind of buried in the French localization. Not the same joke, but a joke that is entertaining. So, all right, well, I think I'm going to call this stream. I'm kind of tired talking to myself, but I'll just catch up with everyone tomorrow. I'm going to do wishes, which will be kind of awesome or not. It might be terrible. We'll see. Because I went all in. I put some money in my account. If you hadn't noticed, and I've got like 240 some wishes to go throw at Ganyu and see what happens. So, anyhow, thank you for joining or watching offline or whatever, or maybe you don't exist because no one's watching this. Doesn't matter. So I will see you tomorrow. If you see me, I actually won't see you, but you might see me. Well, I will. I have a camera now. So, bye everyone.